Hello, everyone, and welcome to Luminar Coffee Break. I'm your host, Angela Andrieux, and today I'm going to be here to answer your questions about Luminar AI. So today is the big day, the Luminar AI launch for everyone globally. If you haven't yet received an email with your download instructions, please know that they'll be rolling out throughout the day, and you should have it by the end of the day, Eastern Time, US. So if you don't have it yet, though, and you're excited to get started, you can always log into your My Software section of your Skylum account and go ahead and grab the download information there. You should be able to go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and take a look here at their comments. I want to say hello to Paolo and to Russ. Glad you're able to join us today. So what I would like from you today is to put your comments into the chat pod. I'll do my best to answer all of your questions as we go through today and address as much as possible. Unfortunately, my comments don't automatically translate, so if you're posting in something other than English, I'll have to come back to it after the fact and run it through Google Translate, so I apologize for that. So if you're able to post in English, I would greatly appreciate it. I don't have anyone helping me out today with translation, so it's just me. All right, let me go ahead and switch my screen here, and you guys should be seeing my browser up on the screen. I hope you guys are very excited here. Let me take a look here at the comments. Lots of comments today, which is awesome. Hello, Ismailo, Heath, Brian, Shoji, Sandra. Oh, so many great people. Awesome. All right, so Shoji would like to know how to change to tile view in catalog. So the easiest way to do that is if you're in catalog and you're looking at a single image, hit the G key on your keyboard and that'll switch you back to grid view. So let me go ahead and I'll jump over here to my Luminar here and show you. So let me go ahead and go up here to a folder where I have a lot of images. So you'll see I have a single image up on the screen right now. If I hit the G key on my keyboard, it takes me back to the grid view. So that's the quickest and easiest way. The other thing you can do, I believe up here in the view menu, it's not there. I think the other thing you can do is hit between the space bar. So space bar will toggle you back and forth between the grid and single image. So hopefully that's helpful to you. S Primary says he hasn't bought this yet, just curious. I'll show you today where you can go ahead and download a free trial if you want to check it out before you buy. Heath would like to know, how do you add creative assets in Skies? We can definitely take a look at that. So to add creative assets, if you download a template pack from our marketplace, you can go to File and add Luminar AI Template Collection. And then those will end up over here under Templates. And you'll go over to this My Collection section. And if you purchase them, they'll be in this section for purchased. So these ones here, user templates, are ones that I created. And down here, legacy templates, are all of my looks from Luminar 4 and some from Luminar 3 even that have automatically migrated over that are compatible. So I'm going to go ahead and close those up, and you can see that I've also marked some as favorites. But if you purchase them and you install them up here in the File menu, so add Luminar AI Template Collection, this is where those are going to show up. Let's take a look here. And for Skies, okay. So let me go back here to my catalog. The first thing you're going to need to do is find an image that has a sky. So we'll just go ahead and use this one right here, even though it's lovely, and I probably wouldn't change out the sky in this one. Let me show you where to install those skies that you might have purchased. So the first thing you're going to want to do, obviously, is download them and unzip the file. You'll find a folder full of JPEGs with your sky images. And then you'll go over to the Creative tab here in the Edit menu, and you'll go to Sky AI and Sky Selection, and you'll click on this option to show custom skies. That'll bring up a folder on your hard drive in Explorer or in Finder, depending on if you're Mac or Windows. And then you can go ahead and drag that folder of JPEGs into Skies, Custom, and put it over here into this custom folder. And you'll see I already have several folders in here. If I go back into my Luminar and go to my sky selection, you'll see I have one here called California Sunsets, Chasing Stunning Thunderstorms, and several others that I have already added to my software. So you can add, really there's no limit. However, if you're using a machine that's a little bit older, a little bit slower, we do recommend keeping those to 50 skies or less just for the best performance. If you start loading that folder up with hundreds or thousands of skies, it can really impact the performance of Luminar AI on your machine, so keep that in mind if things start getting sluggish. If you have a massive sky library, I recommend keeping your skies organized separate of Luminar AI and have a place on your folder where you keep all of your skies. That way you can always locate them and use them. And to do that, you would go down here to the very bottom of the list and choose Load Custom Sky Image. And then you can bring in a sky that's located anywhere on your computer. Hope that helps. All right, let me take a look here at the comments. Let's see here. Take a look. Got that. Downloaded works great. I always love to hear that. Thank you, S Primary, for your compliment. I'm touched when some people say that I'm a great teacher. That means a lot. Pat says can't get her question to post. Try again, Pat, and see if you can get it to come through. I'm seeing your comment, but I'm not sure why I'm not seeing your question. Let's see here. Jenny's asking, is the Sky Collection session on Friday going to cover this a little slower? Yes, I'm going to do a whole session later this week on how to manage your skies in Luminar AI. So it's going to go over a lot of what I just talked about, but that'll be the entire focus of the session. So we'll be able to dive in a little bit deeper. Hopefully that's good for you. Greetings to Juan from Tijuana. I'm not too far from you. I am just north of the border in San Diego. So hey, neighbor. Pat wants to know if the question could be too long. There might be a limit for YouTube and their comments pod. If you need to break it up into a couple of separate posts, go ahead and give that a try. I'm not sure why it wouldn't be accepting your question. So let me go ahead and take a look here at my list. I have a handful of things that I wanted to share with you and make sure you know where to find the resources that you might need as you're getting started in Luminar AI. So let me switch over to my browser here. And I have our support page up on the list, or up on the website. So that URL, if you're looking for it, is skylum.com/support. And this is your hub for finding answers. So the first thing I want to point out to you here on this page is if you are looking for the download link, this is where you can download Luminar AI. Right here, you click on download. This is also where, at the moment, if you want to do the free trial, this is where you go. So if you haven't yet purchased Luminar AI and you want to give it a try, we still haven't updated our homepage with the trial information, but you would go here and go ahead and download Luminar AI and you can go ahead and give it a try. If you have a question about Luminar AI, and including some installation questions and some of the things that we're seeing the most frequently, we have a very in-depth FAQ right here. You can go ahead and pop in there and see if your question's already been answered. We also have a brand new user guide that Vanelli and I have been working tirelessly on for the last couple of weeks to get this ready for you. Let me go ahead and click on this and give you a quick overview of what we have available for you here. So if you're looking for the Luminar AI user guide, this is it. If you're looking for the user guide for Luminar 4, that's also available here. You just click the little drop down here at the top and you can switch to the Luminar 4 user guide if you're still using Luminar 4. But a couple of things to note here. Our guide is fully searchable. There's a search field up here so you can type in a keyword and hopefully it'll bring you exactly to the article you need. And if you want to keep a downloaded local copy for yourself, you can download a PDF right here at the bottom. So one of the questions we've been getting most often is how do you activate Luminar AI? So first thing we want to say is make sure your computer and operating system drivers are up to date. Disable that firewall and antivirus. Make sure you're connected to the internet and quit other host applications where you want Luminar as a plugin. So that would be your Photoshop, your Lightroom Classic. Make sure those are quit so you can go ahead and install Luminar AI and then the plugins will install properly. All right, so let's go ahead and click this drop-down arrow here and we'll get a little bit more information. So this article will walk you through how to download and install Luminar AI. For Luminar AI, we're not using an activation code. We're using your Skylum account to activate the software. So this will walk you through exactly what you need to do to download. And then over here in the Activating Luminar AI article, this will show you exactly what you need to do within the software to activate the software. Now, I just want to make a note that this will come up on the second time that you launch Luminar AI. The first time you launch it, you might be looking around going, where do I enter my information? Go ahead and quit Luminar AI, launch it again, and you should be prompted to log into your Skylum account to activate the software. So hopefully that helps. Let's see here. Go back over here to our support page. Click back here a couple of times. Come on. All right, there we go. The other thing I wanted to make you aware of is we have this community forum here. And this is a great place if you like to dig into forums and see what other users have come up with solutions for, You know, some of them are very basic problems and some of them are pretty in-depth workflows and people find creative workarounds. This is the place to go. So our community forum, you can go ahead and visit there. We've got different topics for our different applications, and you can dig through those threads if that's something you enjoy doing and find a lot of answers there. So definitely give that a try. Let me take a look here at our comments. Let's see here. Should you would like to know if Luminar AI works offline? Absolutely yes. However, you do need to be connected to the internet to activate. Once your software is activated, you no longer have to be online. If you're using it in the trial mode, you do need to be connected to the internet for the duration of the trial. But once you've purchased and activated, you no longer have to be online. All right. Paula says, nice software. I'm glad you're liking it. Let's see what else we've got here. Russ says there's a 200 character limit to the comments. So Pat, hopefully you're able to get your comments to come through. And let me scroll up here. I think you might have posted it. One is asking, it's available today to download the program? Yes. So if you haven't yet received an email to download Luminar AI, you can find it in your Skylum account. Go ahead and look in the My Software section. You should be able to download it there. Our emails are rolling out throughout the day, and you should have an email inviting you to download it by the end of the day, US Eastern Time. But if you're impatient and you're excited and you want to get in there now, make sure you click over to your Skylum account on the skylum.com website, and you should be able to download that software now. All right, Pat, let's see. She sees videos of people scrolling through the template row and their mouse pointer hovered over the template boxes and not being used for the scrolling. How are they doing that? All right, so here's a little peculiarity between Mac and Windows. Let me go ahead and switch over here to Luminar, and I'm going to go back to my templates screen here and back to the main templates page. There we go, right back there. So you'll see I've got my mouse pointer over this first collection and I'm able to scroll that over. That is because I'm using a mouse that has touch gestures. If you have a trackpad, you can do that as well. On Windows, there's a very, very tiny little scroll bar here that you can grab and drag. But on Mac right now, you need to have a mouse or pointer device that allows you to scroll left to right. We are talking to our developers about that and hopefully getting that fixed. I believe you can also, there's a, there should be, there was a, nope, that's not it. Seemed like there was, somebody had mentioned that there was a keyboard shortcut to scroll that as well. Pat, I'll see what I can find out for you and get a little bit more information. But right now, if you have a trackpad or a touch-sensitive mouse that allows you to scroll left to right, that's what you're going to need to be able to get to those. And like I said, on Windows, there's a tiny little scroll bar there. So I know it's not ideal, and we're aware. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Lots and lots of questions. This is great. I'm so glad you guys are interacting today and being here. Really appreciate it. Let's see here. Heath says has to go, getting late. You know what? I totally get it. Have a great night. All right, let's see. Use Windows, works in the same way. Scroll wheel works for that. All right, awesome. Do you guys have any other questions for me today? I know that it's a big day and getting into a new piece of software can be exciting and sometimes a little frustrating if things are not working how you expect. So definitely leave us your questions in the comments. We'll be doing another question and answer session tomorrow as well, actually several of them. So tomorrow morning from 11 to 1 Eastern Time, we're going to be having a panel discussion Q&A hosted by Skylum Software. I'll be there as well, along with Nicole Young, Jim Nix, Rich Harrington, and a handful of our other ambassadors and executives. We'll be there to answer your questions, and you'll be able to get a different take on different things and different solutions. So that's always kind of fun. And then I'll have my 2 regular coffee break sessions. My session for insiders will be an hour later than usual to accommodate for that earlier broadcast. And then I'll be here at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube like usual. So I hope to see you at another one of those sessions. Like I said, if you have more questions, definitely pop those into the comments. And if we didn't get to them today, we'll definitely try to get to them tomorrow and do our best to help you make the transition to Luminar AI. All right, let me take a closer look here at the comments. Okay, Keith is asking about the Photoshop plugin and Composition AI. So when you're using Photoshop, we assume that you're going to do your cropping inside of Photoshop. And the reason for that is it's a layer-based workflow. When you send your image to Luminar AI, and if you were to crop it there, when you brought it back into Photoshop, those pixels aren't going to line up. You take away pixels in Luminar AI, and then things are going to get broken in Photoshop, and that's why it's disabled. So when you're using Luminar AI as a Photoshop plugin, cropping Composition AI is disabled. Do your crops in Photoshop for the best experience. Hopefully that helps. All right. Let's see here. Matt is asking if there's a way to get local masking with the light tool. Not specifically, but I have a workaround for you. If you go into the Edit tab and down into the local masking tool, up to the top and click Add, there's Basic there. And this has all of your controls from the light tool. So you can go ahead and mask away, and you can even add several instances of this. So you can have darkening in one area, light in the other, add contrast here, a little bit of structure here. You can add several instances of that basic tool to get the results that you're looking for. Let's see here, what else have we got? Jenny's asking, how about if you turn your mouse sideways? That's a clever try, but I'm not sure if that would work very well. Just Visiting says it might be Shift plus the scroll wheel. Yeah, give that a try. That might work for you. Let's see here if there's any other questions. Let's see here. All right. Well, I think we've covered all of the questions that are in the chat right now. If you enjoy these videos, please make sure you give us a thumbs up. We love seeing that, and we love answering your questions, and you guys are the reason that we're here. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for the day. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.